Today I'm making authentic Peruvian chicken and showing you how to cook it using 3 different methods. You're watching Raleigh Smoke. Now I don't know how things are where you live, but here in what we call the Triangle, Peruvian chicken restaurants have been popping up everywhere over the last couple of years because the chicken is just that good. But you don't need to come here, go on one of these joints to enjoy it. You can make Peruvian chicken easily at your home. I know what you're thinking, there's lots of recipes online. Which one's good? Well, I can tell you, I've tried many, and the one that comes closest to anything served in a restaurant, in my opinion, is Stephen Raichlen's from barbecuebible.com. In this recipe, Stephen does recommend brining your chickens whole or halved in a solution of half cup kosher salt and 4 quarts of water for about 4 to 8 hours. If you don't have the time or the space in your fridge, don't fret over it. I've skipped the brine before and have noticed no discernible difference. But I guess they say brining is always best. Either way, the next step is to make the wet rubber marinade. For 1 whole chicken, you will need 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, roughly chopped, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 2 teaspoons of huacatay, a black Peruvian mint paste, 1 tablespoon of ají amarillo, a Peruvian yellow pepper paste, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1½ teaspoons of freshly ground black pepper, and the juice of 1 lime. As you can see, this recipe is pretty simple. The only difficulty you might have is finding the ají amarillo and the huacatay. So try checking out an international grocery store nearby. This one in Raleigh even has its own Peruvian section, which has everything I need. Now if you don't have one of these stores around, don't worry. They sell the huacatay and the ají amarillo online. When applying the wet rubber marinade, you want to cover the bird on the exterior. You can let the marinade sit for a few hours or overnight if you like. In fact, Stephen Raichlen recommends it, minus the brine, in his Product Smoke series. I can tell you I've done it both ways and noticed no difference. Now to maximize the flavor, try working some of the marinade under the skin and the breast and thighs. You may need to create a pocket to do so, but it's worth it. Now in case you didn't know, authentic Peruvian chicken is cooked on a rotisserie or spit over lump charcoal. To understand why, you have to go back to its origins. The story goes that a Swiss national named Roger Schuller got stranded in South America during World War II. He ended up settling in Peru. He bought a farm and decided to raise chickens. But when no one was buying his chickens, he had to improvise to avoid going broke. What he did was start cooking his chickens on a spit over coals. He opened his home as an all-you-can-eat restaurant with as little as 3 tables. Now initially his recipe was just salt, but the idea worked and the townfolk loved the fire-roasted chicken. Over time, the recipe we know today was created and perfected using local ingredients. As the word spread, the demand increased, and more restaurants opened. All this meant that Roger Schuller no longer had to worry about money. Today, Peruvian chicken, or Pollo a la Brasa, meaning chicken over embers, is a national dish of Peru and celebrated every 17th of July. So, to keep things authentic, I prefer using my Weber Smoky Mountain, without the water pan I might add, some Royal Local Lump charcoal for fuel, and the rotisserie attachment from Cajun Bandit. I gotta say, I like this rotisserie. I know it's a bit pricey at $160, but it really is a nice addition to your WSM if you can afford it, and it turns out some good looking chicken. See what I did there? Now even though the rotisserie is the preferred method of cooking authentic Peruvian chicken, you can easily cook this dish on your Weber kettle or similar charcoal grill. As you can see, I'm using a slow and sear, but you don't need one. Just bang some lump charcoal on one side and light an end. Now I do recommend for the kettle spatchcocking the chicken and keeping the thighs towards the coals since they can handle a bit more heat than the breast. Now if you don't have a kettle, you can also split the chickens and hang them directly over lump charcoal in a barrel type smoker like the pit barrel cooker or barrel house smoker. As you can see, I'm cooking 3 chickens directly over lump charcoal in my WSM by means of the gateway rib hanging rack. Again, thighs towards the fire. But hey, it's your world. All of these methods will give you the similar results and flavor. Just be sure to aim for a pit temp between 300 and 375 and cook to a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees. No need to use wood chips or chunks, just straight lump, and you've got yourself some awesome Peruvian chicken every time. Well, that's my video, folks. I hope you learned something. I know I certainly did. Thanks for watching. Adios.